boy. Um, Charles, I wanted to follow up a little bit on our last podcast, and I'd asked you about the kinds of players that Liam is looking for, and really the follow-up question was, well, how does that contrast and compare to, what other coaches look for in players? Nothing, we could talk about this for a long time, but just again, what sets them apart from the other coaches?
That's interesting. I was thinking about that this morning, and I was thinking that if you look across the Blue Square South League this season, I can't recall another manager in this division who's had as much experience at managing at a higher level, i.e. the Blue Square Premier, as Liam has accumulated, because for the last 5.5 years, he's been the man in charge here, and of course we were playing at that level. So I think compared to other managers in this division, he has got experience of football at a higher level longer. So that sets him apart. I think because we were professional during that period, that's a difference, because other managers in this division, pretty much without exception, have been managing part-time teams. So that gives Liam an advantage that he's been handling professional players. I think it's going to be interesting as we go around the various clubs in this division this year, because I felt even when we were playing Ramsgate, when we were playing Erith on Tuesday, that you see other clubs just in the warm-up, just in the way they're preparing for a game. You get the feeling that we're doing things on a slightly more professional footing because that's the way we do it. That's the way we've always done it when Liam's been here. And I think there's a lot of vestiges of what life was like when we were in the Blue Square Premier that will continue in the Blue Square South. And quite frankly, I think that can give us an edge.
Yeah.
So I think it's possibly the degree of professionalism that Liam brings and what he expects out of his players, and they all seem to buy into that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. And
well, it's just you ask the question, and it's an opinion I've got. It may not be the absolute matter of fact, but it's just the way I see it from my position up in the press box.
Wow. And then something else that we talked about, and interesting, it's of interest for me, is now that we're in the South, Blue Square Bed South, are there more players for Liam to choose from? I'm trying to remember exactly what we talked about, but it seemed to me that there were more players. And is that because we're in Blue Square South? Is that because we're part-time and that actually is an advantage?
I think the net effect is possibly about the same, because on one hand, you're not going to get players that want to play full-time. They will want to retain their full-time status. They will want to retain their full-time salary. So those players, plus they may want to play at least Blue Square Premier. They may not want to drop down to this level. So there are some players that are beyond the club's reach right now. But on the other hand, coming into the equation that didn't before, were players that want to remain part-time because they've got a job outside of football. You've got players, that have got a different financial situation. You've also got players from a geographic point of view, that maybe didn't want to travel all over the country. If we could have been in the Blue Square Premier, we'd have done our 8,000 miles this year. Well, we can be pretty much home by 6:30 from every away game, apart from Western Supermare, I think, this year. So you've got players that have got maybe families or businesses to think about, where they don't want all the travelling involved in the Blue Square Premier. So I think the net effect is that you lose one group of players, but you gain another. But you just get a different type of player. So it's Liam's job to find players from this new pool that have got the characteristics that he likes and he expects from the professional group of players that he had last year.
Yeah, again, well, very interesting. That's really all I have, all the questions I have. Yeah, I'm looking forward to today's game. Like you, hopefully it'll get played. And anything else you want to talk about?
No, all I want to say is, as I say, I'm sitting in the dugout at Stonebridge Road. We've got just about an hour before kick-off. The evening is windy, it's dry. The temperature's about 17 degrees, I guess. So it's a mild summer's evening, certainly not warm. It's not cold either. But we're still waiting for the opposition to arrive. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of hours, because if they don't make it till about 9 o'clock or something, will the game be played as a late night, midnight matinee? I mean, that could be fun. But no, it's all going to be very interesting. And of course, we're back here in a week's time for that big kick-off against Maidenhead. And I'm sure we'll be talking just before that or soon after. And hopefully celebrating a good start to the season. I would like to say we're doing live commentary at the first away game for BBC Radio Kent. I will be down at Farnborough on the Wednesday after the Maidenhead game, and I'll be doing live commentary ball by ball of Farnborough versus Ebbsfleet United on that evening. So anybody around the world, they can tune in to BBC Radio Kent's website and follow all the action from down there at Cherrywood Road, and hopefully we'll be looking at the second fleet win of the season when that one comes around.
Well, thank you for that exclusive. And
thank you for the advert. Thank you for letting me give you the advert.
All right. Charles, it's always a pleasure. And
never a chore.
I will talk to you next week then. All right?
Okay, have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
Go Cubs, go.
Yes, go Cubs. Yeah, they need all the support they can get. And yes, there was a big gaffe. I got Maidstone confused with Maidenhead. I was thinking of Maidstone. Now on to Easy Search. Raising money for the fleet is only a mouse click away. Use easysearch.co.uk. Every search earns money for the fleet. Each search is half a pence. 20 searches a day, 365 days a year. You can earn the fleet over £35 a year. We've raised about 984 pounds since the whole scheme started last year. We can do better this year. We have enough OCDs in our membership to raise a lot of money. 20 searches. Make it the first thing you do every day.